So let me start. So first, welcome to everyone, especially those that are visiting from outside the PACE community. And I'd like to especially thank Professor Thomas Failure for bringing his Marketing 431 New Product Development class. I'm Bruce Backenheimer. I'm a clinical professor of management here at PACE and the director of the Entrepreneurship Lab, the organization that's putting on the event today. The Entrepreneurship Lab is right across the street at 163 William Street on the third floor. It's a collaborative workspace designed to bring together students from PACE's 6 schools and colleges to promote collaborative problem solving and help develop an entrepreneurial mindset for our students. We have a lot of different resources there from the staff, some with great technical background, writing and business backgrounds that could help students. We have resources like high-end computers, an Alienware computer to do 3D modeling, a 3D printer, poster-sized color laser printers, a bunch of PCs and Macs, a studio if you want to produce a video, some collaborative workspaces, conference tables. So I'd encourage you to come visit the lab. There's information on the cover. The address, the URL is pace.edu/elab, E-L-A-B. So if I also could encourage people, take some questions via Twitter and via standard microphone in real life. But we're using we're at Pace eLab. So if you would send something to Twitter at Pace eLab, or if you want to use the the hashtag ENT Roundtable for Entrepreneurs Roundtable. So what I'd like to do to start is just to begin by introducing the panel. And what's, I think, really neat about the panel is not that we have 3 entrepreneurs and a person from the finance world who also has a operational, managerial, and entrepreneurial background, but the 3 entrepreneurs are all PACE alums. And as a point of note, I'm also a PACE alum. I graduated with an undergraduate degree in international management. I think I was among the first people to get in the international management degree back in 1983. So I think one of the reasons to bring PACE alumni to these events is to show that idea of the perception of feasibility. If they were able to do that, I could do that. And the other thing that's nice is not only that they're PACE alumni entrepreneurs and successful, but we have them at 3 very different stages. So to start with, I'm going in alphabetical order, not the order that they're sitting in. David Arabov, David, if you'd raise your hand, is a co-founder of Elite Daily. He started the site last year while he was a student here on the New York City campus, finishing his undergraduate degree, to be the voice of Generation Y. The site now reaches over 40 million people a month, 40 million unique visitors a month. The company has a staff of 37 full-time employees, all within the age of 19 to 26, and more than 200 contributors around the world. So again, it's elitedaily.com, and just a phenomenal growth in the last year. Second person, Lenny, co-founded bedroomfurniturediscounts.com in 2010 as the e-commerce portion of Unlimited Furniture Group, and that has grown to $8 million in revenue in just 3 years. And one thing I forgot to mention, both of these first 2 startups, Elite Daily and bedroomfurniturediscounts.com, are started by multiple PACE alums. So there was 2 PACE alums co-founding each of them. Craig Tashman co-founded Liquid Text. I'm sorry, Craig, I'm not pointing to people. Landing on the end, Craig in the middle. And I guess you have name tags in front, so everyone can see who you are. Craig started LiquidText.net in 2012, a young startup. LiquidText is a multi-touch document manipulation system that gives students and knowledge worker better ways to annotate, navigate, and visualize and understand long, complicated documents. Craig is an alum of PACE from the Dyson College of Arts and Sciences on the Pleasantville campus. For those that may be visiting, we have campuses both here in New York City and up in Westchester County. Craig went on after he did his BS in physics to earn a Master's of Science degree in computer science from RPI, and then did his PhD at Georgia Tech. And I guess a way to describe it is like the Minority Report. He gave a demo, and if you go to liquidtext.net, you could see a demo of the software. It's really neat. You take text and just manipulate it as though it's liquid. It's really, really interesting. So, and then rounding out the panel, Carlos Flores is from Golden Seeds. I spoke at an event at Golden Seeds and met Carlos, and he came to the lab and volunteered his time as a mentor to help. And I thought it would be great to have an active early stage investor who has real operational experience be part of the panel. Carlos is not an alum of PACE. He went to Stevens for undergraduate and graduate and did your MBA at, was it Kellogg? At Kellogg. Carlos invests in early stage technology-oriented ventures as a managing director of Golden Seeds Angel and Venture Capital Investment Group, the third most active angel group in the United States, with nearly 300 members, having invested $58 million to date in 58 companies. So that's the panel. With my brief introduction, what I'd like them to do, if I could, before we get into specific questions, is just give more of a self-introduction, a little bit about themselves, their journey to entrepreneurship, a bit of their background and as I said, journey to their company, and then just a little bit more introduction of their company. So if I could start at this side with Lenny.
Can you guys hear me? First, I want to say it's a great pleasure to be here. It's a nice homecoming for me to be able to come back to where I went to school, and I'm excited. The way I started my business, I don't want to take too much time, so the quick story, it's a story about failure. And I think that's what entrepreneurship is. I started a furniture company, grew. We sold retail first, had a bunch of stores, and those went out of business. Then we wanted to do a wholesale business, tried that went out of business. And now we scaled back one furniture store, and we have a huge e-commerce platform. We sell furniture that's driven by technology. And that's the story in 30 seconds.
That was actually really quick, and you got the point across really
Lenny,
well.
There's also after PACE, Lenny went to do his MBA at Columbia Business School, and so there was quite another thing. And again, his partner Sarah is also a PACE alum, who after PACE went on to do her law degree at Pennsylvania, University of Pennsylvania. And Lenny is also, as the others are on the table, alumni mentors at the Entrepreneurship Lab. So if you go to pace.edu/elab and see them, if you come to the lab and are working, we're glad to put you in touch with a number of people, including the alumni mentors. So thank you, Lenny. Let's go to Craig.
So Liquidtext is really kind of a classic story of technology transfer, right? So Liquidtext started out at Georgia Tech when I was doing my doctorate in studying why reading is hard. Why is it hard to read long, complicated documents? And so we did all this basic research and started coming up with these really profound and unusual answers to the question. And so we started building software to try to test this out. And as we were running our studies, people started asking, gosh, this is really exciting. This is really transformative. Can I get a copy of this? And after enough times of this, I realized, I think the answer should be yes rather than no. And it started going really well. And so when I graduated in 2012, I brought on a co-founder and said, we have to actually build a product of this and bring it to market. And so we're definitely the earliest stage company at the table. We're in the process of putting together our first product now. We've raised a little bit of money, and mainly we're putting together the product, detailing out the business plan and things like that.
Okay, great. David?
So my name is David, 23 years old, graduated in May 2012. So not too long ago, I was a PACE student, just like most of you are. Started a company called Elite Daily. If you guys have Facebook, you guys have definitely seen it in your feed. And started with a buddy of mine that went to PACE as well, though I don't think he graduated. But when we started, it was just really to solve the issue of, hey, content online is quite traditional. You know, you have the CNNs of the world, the New York Times, Huffington Post, but you didn't really have anything at the time that was a content platform for this demographic, by this demographic, and who knows it better than the people within the demographic. So when we started, I mean, no media background, no journalism background, no English background or anything like that. I'm actually ESL. So when we started, it was just really one of those kind of passion projects of, hey, even if me and you are the only two people reading this, at least we know it's content we'll like. And then out of nowhere, it just really started taking off, you know, from working in my apartment and having class at night to getting an office and then, you know, building up our team. We started the company with only $60,000. So in a way, we were bootstrapped and really had to grow from that. And right now doing over 40 million uniques a month and, you know, having fun. That's really what it's all about.
Good, thanks. And Carlos, tell us, because you've done quite a few things and have like me, a little more age over some of the our entrepreneurship panels. So tell us a little bit about your background and what brought you to Golden Seeds and what you're doing now at Golden Seeds.
Okay. Let me tell you a little bit more about the Golden Seeds first, okay?
Okay.
350 members, as Bruce mentioned. We have 3 offices in New York City, Silicon Valley, and Dallas. We invest basically on Series A type of investments alongside life sciences, high tech, and consumer products. We like to see as part of the senior team at least one female with significant equity. That means anything above 10%. So we encourage women to apply, startup companies.
And I'm sorry, I may not have mentioned, or for those that don't know, Golden Seeds has a particular interest in women-led, women-owned businesses.
Right.
That's what makes them different and unique than a lot of other angel groups. If you could hold the microphone just a little closer. Thanks.
Okay. What else? In terms of investments, I think Bruce said it, about 55 companies over the last 7 years, total of $50 million. That comes to an average of about $1 million in investment. We also do follow-on rounds. That means as the company grows, like, you know, we have a venture fund in the order of about $35 million that allows us to invest in companies as they grow and also co-invest with VC companies. What else? As far as my background, I started my career at AT&T Bell Labs. I was a research scientist in photonics, optical computers, fiber optics. Then I went to Kellogg for MBA, joined Booz Allen & Hamilton, which is a large management consulting firm. Left there as an associate partner. Went to Roland Berger, which is the sort of McKinsey of Europe. Was head of a telecom and media practice there. And then I decided to become an entrepreneur. I went to Brazil, started a couple of companies, lost a ton of money there of my own. And I believe you learn a lot of more from your mistakes than your successes. Came back, joined Golden Seeds as an angel investor, and here we are. I've been there for about 1.5 years, and you know, happy to always see new entrepreneurs with great ideas coming our way. So if you have anything else, any ventures in your mind, we can talk about it.